now. Awesome. All right, well, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm really excited to be here with all of you. My name is Rachael Todd, and a teensy bit about me, if you don't already know, I was Miss Florida in 2009 and competed at the Miss America pageant in 2010. I also struggled a lot growing up with my health, with digestive issues. I never felt like I was able to process meat. I always felt constipated, and I thought that was normal. I thought that was how it was supposed to be. And wasn't until I was preparing for something like Miss America that I was given information. I was given a nutritionist. I was in touch with people who were concerned about my health, my well-being, my mental clarity, my energy levels, and of course, the way that I was going to present myself on stage in my interview process with the judges, and of course, all year long as Miss Florida. So I started to pay more attention to what I was putting in my body. And at the time, I was sort of following like a bodybuilder's plan. I didn't really understand health and wellness. I didn't have any education or a background in that area. And so I was just kind of taking the information as it came at me from my nutritionist and what I should be eating and how much protein I should be putting in my body. But I wasn't paying attention to things like organic, non-organic, or how much vegetables I was putting into my system, or whether I was getting enough leafy greens or fiber or anything like that. And so as I started to dive into this information, I started to realize that so much of everything that we put in our bodies and on our skin affects our health. It affects the way that our ecosystem works. And you have to start thinking of your body like an ecosystem. We're no longer thinking about ourselves as like, oh, I have a pain in my arm, I should just chop it off. Or I have a pain in my kidney, we should just take it out. Think of your body as like an ecosystem, and everything is supposed to work in harmony. It's supposed to work like an orchestrated piece of music. Everything is supposed to work in concert with one another. And you're not supposed to feel exhausted and fatigued and feel brain fog and feel like you've got food from 3 days ago stuck in your body and your stomach's poking out. You're not supposed to feel constipated all the time. You're not supposed to have stomach cramping all the time and headaches. And you're not supposed to feel like you are lethargic and that you don't want to move your body. You're not supposed to feel that way. That's the truth. Some of the symptoms that you might need to take a look at what you're putting in your system and on your skin and in your mouth is whether you have acid reflux or acne, if you have anger issues coming out of nowhere, anxiety, brain fog, cellulite, constipation, dark circles under your eyes that never seem to go away even if you're getting enough sleep, depression, disturbed sleep, not sleeping all the way through the night, excessive facial blood vessels that are kind of like looking really ruddy and red and inflamed, excessive sweating, if you're having gallstone issues, gallbladder issues, hemorrhoids, hot flashes, hypoglycemia, itchy skin, joint pain, muscle aches, mood swings, nausea and vomiting, overheating, pain in your liver, severe PMS symptoms like debilitating PMS symptoms, poor concentration or recurring headaches, red palms and soles, red swollen itchy eyes, very slow digestion, skin rashes, type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, weight gain. I mean, I could go on and on, obviously, and I'm just pulling from this list of signs that you have toxic overload. So if it sounded like I was some sort of genius just now, I was reading from this paper. But really, those are signs that your body is overloaded with toxins and that you need to start paying attention to what you're putting in your body. The healthcare system is not designed to prevent any of these ailments. The healthcare system is designed to help keep you right where you're at and maybe give you a feeling like you're at status quo or like neutral, but not feeling great. And your body is supposed to feel great. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. You're supposed to feel good all the time. You're supposed to feel excited about life. You're supposed to wake up with energy, like a battery is charged on a phone and you wake up with 100% on your phone. You're not supposed to wake up feeling like you have 15% in your battery and that you need to pour the caffeine in to recharge it. You're supposed to wake up feeling like you've been plugged into the wall all night and you're ready to go. You're supposed to feel like you have mental clarity and that you have enjoyment in your life and that you fit into your clothes and you feel good in your clothes, okay? You're not supposed to feel sick all the time. You're not supposed to have a headache every day. You're not supposed to deal with a monthly migraine. You're not supposed to feel like you gained 20 pounds around your cycle. You're not supposed to lay in bed all day feeling depressed and sad and anxious. Those are not normal. So I'm very passionate nowadays about making people aware that you can change all of that for yourself. And it is absolutely up to you to change that it's your responsibility to change that, and that we have the information. Now we have the research. Now we have the information. It's up to you to empower yourself with that information. So back to the story, I actually then started to really investigate about what it was that I was putting in my body and how it was affecting my performance, my mental clarity, my ability to maintain a really busy schedule. I was on the road 365 days as Miss Florida, living basically out of my car, attending, I can't even count how many galas, fundraisers, lobbying in Washington, D.C., speaking at schools, you name it, I was doing it. And I didn't once get sick during that year. I didn't once have a cold. My digestive issues started to heal. I started to feel a lot better. And I realized that there was a major connection between what I was putting in my body and the way my body was feeling, what I was putting in my mouth and how I was feeling on the outside. So I was using this product line called Arbonne. Yes, I was also eating whole foods. Yes, I was eating lots of green leafy vegetables. And yes, I was really starting to not eat processed foods and to pull back on my sugar intake. I was definitely addicted to A&W root beer when I was a child. I loved it so much, and I had headaches all the time. I used to take NSAIDs or ibuprofen every single day as I was growing up because I was in dance classes and I was in pain and I had headaches, and I thought that was normal. So as I started to pay attention, I started to utilize a supplement company called Arbonne, and I realized that by having non-toxic, vegan, clean, eco-friendly products at my disposal all the time, my body was changing. My internal digestive system was changing. My headaches were going away. I was starting to feel a lot better in my body. I didn't deal with digestive issues all the time. So that was a huge shift for me, and I didn't really make the connection until I started to live this way on a day in and day out basis. So the way that the program works, and we say program, but really what I like to say is that we're teaching you through 30 days to healthy living to live healthy the rest of your life. The idea is not to just go day 1 through 30 and then go back to the way you were living and then just say like, oh, well, the program didn't work for me, or it didn't work here because I didn't have that many changes. The program is designed to educate people and to help open your eyes to what is possible, to how well your body can feel all the time, and then to continue living that way. The idea is not to just go back to your soda addiction and your Chick-fil-A sweet tea and your fast food dependency. The idea is to show people how simple it is to incorporate these foods and these supplements and this protein powder and all of that into your daily lifestyle, that it's not harder, it's actually easier, that you actually have more energy so you can do these things. You can pull out the blender and make a shake, that you can pack these things in your suitcase when you travel, that it absolutely doesn't have to be a chore, that it's a choice you make, and over time it actually becomes easier to live this way than it does before, than it does the way you used to. So the program, 30 Days to Healthy Living, is designed utilizing Arbonne's healthy living products. And like I said, they're toxin-free, eco-friendly, vegan products. I could go on and on about the quality of the products. The point is, as an integrative health coach, what I was looking at from a professional standpoint and from an expert in my field standpoint is this program teaching people a well-rounded education about preventative health, about integrative health. And when we say integrative health, what are we really talking about? What we're talking about is, like I said from the beginning, understanding that your body is an ecosystem. Your body is not just a liver that's connected to a gallbladder that's connected to a large intestine. Like, this is a entire ecosystem working together. And when you are dealing with an issue in one organ, it's probably affecting the rest of your body, but on a minute level. When you're putting in all sorts of inflammatory foods and foods that are no longer considered food because it has so many ingredients in it, then your body is going to react to that food. That's called inflammation. And when we're talking about eating anti-inflammatory foods, we're talking about foods that your body recognizes. And the simplest way that I can think to explain this to people is like this. Eat foods that contain one ingredient. If you can't eat foods that contain one ingredient, eat foods that contain 2 ingredients, 3 ingredients, 4 ingredients. When you start getting into the 14, 15, 16, 17 and up ingredients, it's no longer considered food, it's a science experiment. So broccoli, 1 ingredient. Cauliflower, 1 ingredient. An apple, 1 ingredient. You can't make an apple. Apples come from the earth, okay? So focusing on eating foods that contain 1 ingredient, that's it. Now 2 ingredients would be something like avocado with some sea salt on it, right? Or avocado with salt and pepper, that's 3 ingredients, okay? Or we're talking about guacamole. I know I'm on an avocado kick here. Guacamole would be like some onion, garlic, cilantro, lime juice, salt, pepper, avocado. Yes, we're talking about 7 ingredients, but I can name all of those ingredients. I can find all of those ingredients in my kitchen, and it's not a science experiment to make guacamole. Now, I want you to go into your pantry if you have it, or the next time you're at the grocery store, and go find Kraft macaroni and cheese in a box and count how many ingredients are on that package. You're looking at 37 ingredients. Your body doesn't know what that is when you put it in. Your body is then going to become inflamed, whether that shows up as irritable bowel syndrome, constipation, indigestion, acid reflux, acne, allergies, anxiety, blood sugar issues. I don't know how it's going to show up for your body, but those ailments are called minor inflammation. And when your body is in a constant state of minor inflammation, that is when disease thrives. That means your body is in a state of fight or flight. Your body is in a constant state of chronic stress. Minimal stress, maybe, but a constant state of stress. And so in 30 Days to Healthy Living, what we're working on is to remove those inflammatory foods first and foremost. And I like to go with a 3-step process. And I'm going to go over these 3 R's with you: remove, repair, and replenish. So we first start by removing the inflammatory foods. Everything that I just named, you're probably thinking of some that you already know are in your household, whether it be coffee, highly acidic, or soda, or Cheez-Its in the pantry, or gummy bears. I'm just pulling things out of my head here, but those are inflammatory foods. And we're removing the inflammatory foods: alcohol, sugar-laden products, highly processed products, products that have a ton of ingredients like I just went over, gluten, dairy, soy. I'm trying to think what else, but you're removing the inflammatory foods, okay? So we're removing the things that are causing the issue for your body. Then we're moving on to the second R, which is to repair, okay? So in the 30 Days to Healthy Living program, you've already removed those inflammatory foods. Your body is starting to adjust, but it's not completely out of your system. It doesn't happen overnight. This is a process, and you will have symptoms while going through 30 Days to Healthy Living. You will experience withdrawals from these addictive foods. We have now proven that foods that are laden and heavily processed with sugars are addictive to your body. It lights up the same reward center in your brain as cocaine and heroin. It tells your body that you need more of it. That's why you're hungry all the time if your diet consists of Diet Coke and Fritos, okay? Because your body doesn't know that it's full, because your body just thinks it needs more of those things. It's not stimulating the hormone in your body that signals to your stomach that it's full. So we're removing the inflammatory foods and we're repairing. Now we're moving into the second R, repairing your gut. We now know that the gut is considered your second brain. You have more cells in your gut than you do in your entire body combined. So the second brain affects everything. It affects your emotions. It affects your anxiousness. It affects your mental clarity. It affects your level of fatigue. It affects your body's ability to absorb nutrients. Your gut is the center of your health, okay? So that is also now called the microbiome. And we're now finding out, and this is very new research, that you have a microbiome in all of the different soft tissue areas of your body. You have a microbiome in your mouth. You have a microbiome in your genitals. You have a microbiome in all of these different areas, even in your gut. That was actually the first place of study, the microbiome that they started to look at was in the gut. But now we're finding that it's in every different aspect of your body, and this is like its own ecosystem, okay? So you have to imagine that in your gut, you have gut flora. Those are the things that enable your body to pick through and process the food, the real food that you have given to your body. Now that gut flora can either be in a state of health or it can be in a state of crisis. And you can be in between as well, but to have healthy gut flora is obviously the goal. Now, you want to think about your gut flora as sort of like, I picture it like, like grass at the bottom of the ocean. It's kind of just like swirling around and it's looking for the nutrients that it needs in order to pull out of the food that you've given it in order for it to go and use that fuel to power your body. Now, if your gut flora is in a very poor state of health, if those little guys down there are all dead or they've fallen over or they're not functioning optimally, you're not absorbing the nutrients that you're putting in. And if you have been somebody who has been on antibiotics in your lifetime, I definitely have, then you have killed off those healthy gut flora and all of that stuff that was given to you at birth, essentially. And when you're born, when you come out of the, when you're exiting into the world, then you are getting that healthy gut flora from your mom. Okay. And so when we go through life, whether it's through environmental toxins, through the foods that we're eating, through many rounds of antibiotics, whatever the case may be, you have probably at some point damaged that gut flora. And there's probably an imbalance in your gut flora. So when we talk about balancing the gut, that's what we're talking about, having a healthy environment down there so that it can process things correctly. And we're repairing the gut flora during 30 days to healthy living. We're repairing the gut flora by giving your body adequate amounts of fiber, adequate amounts of prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes, as well as eating a lot of fermented foods, because that's going to help replenish your gut flora. Fermented foods contain naturally occurring prebiotics and probiotics. So to repair the gut is a process. It truly is. Your body has been laden with all of these toxic foods and things that it doesn't recognize for so long. So now we're working on removing it all. Then your body starts to repair itself. And then the last step in the remove, repair, replenish is replenish. And what we're doing in 30 Days to Healthy Living is replenishing your body of nutrients. And now that you've removed those toxic foods and repaired the gut and begun the repair process, your body can start to absorb the nutrients from nutrient-dense foods. And now that you know what I'm talking about when I say whole foods, not the grocery store, I'm talking about foods that actually come from the earth, that are one ingredient. That's replenishing your body. That is giving your body the tools, the nutrients, the fuel that it needs in order to function at its optimal level. Now, when we're putting in things like the greens balance and the body cleanse and the protein, which contains cranberry, rice, and pea protein, giving you a complete amino acid profile. When you're taking your Digestion Plus, which contains prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes. When you're using the fizz sticks that have tons of minerals and vitamins in them. When you're using those products, as well as the fiber powder, and the detox tea, you are helping to replenish your body with these nutrients. You're flooding your body in a very good way with a lot of vitamins, minerals, nutrients, fiber, amino acids, the building blocks of muscle that your body needs in order to function at its optimal level. And so by removing all of the inflammatory foods, removing the foods that are causing the problem, repairing the gut flora, helping your body to be able to function at its optimal level, and then replenishing by adding in all of these nutrient-dense foods, you're really, really digging deep into a 30-day process that begins your ability to live the rest of your life at the healthiest level you possibly can. So as an integrative health coach, and as somebody who has competed on a national stage, and as somebody who used to struggle a lot with ailments that I'm talking about, I'm not somebody that's never suffered in this way. I fully endorse 30 Days to Healthy Living, because within our coaching groups, we're helping people walk through this process. We're giving people the foods to avoid list, the foods to eat list, the grocery list, the recipes, as well as helping them to give their body a break from all of these foods that are causing them to struggle, to have all of these signs of toxic overload. And when we do that entire process together, if people make it to the end, if they make it to the day 30, they start to experience, I mean, even up to probably as early as day 12, 13, 14, I have my clients saying to me, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could wake up with this much energy. Wow, I didn't know my bloating could go away. I didn't know that I could get through a meal without having stomach cramping. I didn't know that I didn't need to feel anxious every day. I didn't know that I could reverse my prediabetes and not have to think about insulin dependence. Those are the kinds of results we're getting from 30 Days to Healthy Living. But for me, it's not 30 days, it's the rest of your life. And it's learning how to live like this. It's learning how to understand your body and be in touch with your body so that you can feel your absolute best every single day, so that you can go out into the world and do what you're meant to do here on this earth. So that is my 30 Days to Healthy Living overview. That is why, as an integrative health coach, I completely endorse this program. And I'm so, so glad that Arbonne and Arbonne Consultants have come together to create such a comprehensive program that educates people from the very, very beginning to the most basic information, all the way down to understanding what gluten actually is, why we're concerned about it now, how inflammation is affecting your health, and how to start changing your entire rest of your life. That to me is a program I can get behind. So I'll go ahead and end here and take questions at this point. And I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. It means so much to me that I get to talk to this many people about what I'm passionate about and being able to spread this information to as many people as possible, because I truly believe that when the rest of the world, when our entire world understands how wonderful they can feel every day, when they understand how high their body can function, how much energy they can have on a daily basis, how clear their thoughts can be, and how they can do away with anxiety medication and depression medication and all those prescription drugs, I know that's when we can change the world, because that's when people are going to start living their purpose. That's when people are going to be able to start focusing on what they're meant to do here on this earth instead of worrying about their health every single day. Thank you guys so much.